Essentially, the Center for Justice Research is a research incubator with policy orientation in mind. We want to make sure that we understand the need for cultural sensitivity and representation in creating and understanding research revolving around mass incarceration. The partnership between Measure and the Center for Justice Research is a natural fit. They understand the need for data, they understand the need for collaboration, but they also understand the need to make sure that everyone is at the table having a conversation to ensure equal representation.
I am so excited about the partnership with TSU and the Center for Justice Research. This organization here that Dr. Howard Henderson has created is literally exactly what Measure wants, right? We're totally into evidence-based policing and evidence-based strategies, but more so evidence-based community policing.
This is an environment where activists, people who fight for the people, techies, people who manage and control our data, and our law enforcement, people who enforce laws and rules, this is where everyone can come together on one accord and find out solutions.
So if you want your voice to be heard, you have to take the initiative to show up to events like this, voice your concerns, talk to all the different stakeholders that have an interest in these different issues.
At the Center for Justice Research, we believe that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And it's important for people to be here so that their voices can be heard and they can be understood in terms of making changes in the community.
When people of color own their own data and own their own narrative, there's power in that. And there's so much power right here at Texas Southern University because you have researchers of color, you have people that are into the data and that can understand it and then interpret it, and then when they're interpreting it from their own experience, which qualifies them to really make some real change within their community. That's why it's so exciting to have the partnership with TSU, Dr. Howard Henderson, and the Center for Justice Research.
So the workshop that I was able to attend today was Rebel and Rest. It was put on by policy and legal advocates who work in those fields as well, and they're also Black women. And the focus of that was understanding the way that generational trauma, short-term trauma, long-term trauma impacts me as someone who's like super ingrained in activism in general.
Instead of us honing in on de-escalation from the sense of policing and encounters with police, we look at de-escalation as another form of fight or flight. So taking people outside was a really great way of getting people to tap into their bodies, to tap into how they're feeling in the moment.
If you don't come to conferences where you can actually put yourself in a situation where you are engaging with community members, with researchers, with all the various aspects of your community to figure out what it is that they really want, then you are not giving the utmost professional customer service you could potentially give for that community.
Takeaways that I had from this event was overcoming my own internal triggers when dealing with authorities or even individuals themselves.
Today was lovely. I was really inspired to see all of the great things that are happening with data and how groups like the Texas Justice Initiative are bringing the data and making it accessible to the common people.
I got a chance to hear a presentation from our Chief Data Officer as well as the Chief Technology Officer for the Houston Police Department. And there's so many different issues we're already trying to address when it comes to criminal justice and reforming the system.
Data is very, very important. We cannot identify a problem or identify the extent of a problem without data. Data paints the picture. Data helps us get to the point where we can aim towards solutions that are data-driven. We need that in society right now.
I hope that people walk away here, first of all, knowing someone that's outside of their industry, whether they are an activist, a police officer, a techie, or a researcher, that they've built a friendship or a relationship with someone that they typically would never work with.